Attention! Please stand and welcome Class 177. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order!
Please be seated. Good afternoon. On behalf of the entire staff of the Mississippi State Fire Academy, we'd like to welcome you to the graduation ceremonies of the National Fire Protection Association Firefighter 1001, Class 177. Before we begin our ceremony today, I would call on firefighter recruit Wardell Turner Jr. of Greenwood Fire Department for an invocation.
May we bow our heads for prayer. Oh, Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for keeping your loving arm protection around everyone that's here. We thank you for your loving arm protection on the dangerous highways. We thank you for letting us see a brand new day. We ask that you continue your blessings upon each of us and continue to strengthen us and guide us through every obstacle that may come our way. Lord, we ask that you bless this academy. We ask that you bless our class 177, and we ask that you bless and heal and give wisdom to all the firefighters in the country as well as the world. These and many other blessings I ask in your son's name. Amen.
Seven long weeks ago, these young men and women came to the Fire Academy to begin their careers in the fire service. In those 7 weeks, they learned what it would take to be a firefighter, the hard work that it takes, the teamwork, the dedication, the courage, and the sacrifice that it will take when they leave here today to take back to their communities. They came to the State Fire Academy representing the future of the fire service of the state of Mississippi. And they came from all across this state, from the northern part, from Batesville Fire Department, Booneville Fire Department, Tupelo Fire Department, Columbus Fire Department, and Greenwood Fire Department. From the central part of the state, the Brandon Fire Department, Flowood Fire Department, Madison Fire Department, Vicksburg Fire Department, Newton Fire Department, and from the southern part of our state, Petal Fire Department, Gulfport Fire Department, Long Beach Fire Department, and Goshen Fire Department. Let's give them all a hand. From me to you, the best that I can give you with what I have to go with, which is about 38 years in this business. You started your careers in the world's most honored but yet hazardous professions. Again, every year since September the 11th, 2001, firefighters have been ranked as the most prestigious occupation in America, followed by teachers and scientists. This places you in a very elite group of people. Each year, firefighting ranks in the top 5 as the most hazardous occupation. Outside of wartime, it is normally the number 1 most hazardous. And just recently, a Forbes study came out that firefighting is the second most stressful career there is. A lot of things going against you from the start. But you came here to learn the knowledge and the skills that it would take to be a good firefighter. You were taught to make a positive difference when literally seconds count. When people are normally having the absolute worst days of their life, they look to you to bring some kind of normalcy back in their life. You were trained by one of the finest instructional staff assembled anywhere in the world. And they taught you to do 3 things: to save lives, to save property, but most importantly, to do it safely as you're doing it. I want to encourage you, never forget the people that have supported you throughout these 7 weeks and will support you throughout your career. Your family, your friends, the mayors of your communities, your fire chiefs, your fire departments, the instructors, not only these instructors, but the ones that you will have throughout your career. But lastly, the citizens that you're sworn to protect within your jurisdiction. This is your state fire academy, and I want to encourage you to continue to excel, to learn as you move through this. It very well could be the difference that brings you home safely to your family each night. Good luck to each one of you, and thank you for choosing the fire service. Thank you. God bless you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the State Fire Academy. The State Fire Academy trains close to 16,000 firefighters from all across the country each year in a wide variety of disciplines. Fire Academy employs 28 full-time instructional staff members through 3 different instructional bureaus. The Certification Bureau is charged with delivering the firefighter basic recruit class and have coordinated and operated 6 different basic recruit classes this calendar year so far. Along with the basic recruit classes, these guys train company officers, fire instructors, fire investigators, fire inspectors, safety officers. So the amount of information and knowledge that these guys share that pass on to these firefighters each year is unparamount anywhere in the world. We're very thankful to have those guys employed here. But let me take a second to introduce to you the Instructional Staff Bureau for the Mississippi Fire Academy Certification Division. On the back row is Instructor Sean Sinclair, Senior Advanced Instructor Marcus Collier, Instructor Sidney Malone, Senior Instructor Matt Hinkle, Instructor Barry Burnside, Senior Advanced Instructor Clarence Parks. On the stage to my left is Senior Advanced Instructor Bill Trimble, and the class coordinator for this firefighter class is Senior Advanced Instructor Rob Fisher. Another instructor that's not in here with us today that spent some time with this class is Senior Advanced Instructor Ricky Lee. We're also joined by our administrative assistant in the back is Ms. Rebecca Cahoon. If you would, join me in a round of applause with these individuals. Let me say just a couple things to this class as we graduate right here around the holidays. First off, let me thank each of y'all for finding the intuition inside your bodies to say, hey, I think I want to be a fireman. When you heard the fire department was hiring or you felt like this was the calling that led you toward this career, you had to go through and take that application and put it in. And I remind you and challenge you each day to try to think back and remember what it felt like when you got the call. He said, I think we'll have you come be a part of our fire department. And what it felt like the very first day you walked into the fire department and they handed you a set of gear and said, you're going to be on this truck assigned to this company. The pride that all felt up in your hearts. Let me tell you that the pride that your family felt about you when he said, my son or my daughter is now working for the fire department. Because it puts you in a special branch. It puts you in a special group of services. It steps you out on the front lines to deal with our emergencies around our communities and dealing with our families and our friends. You guys are our heroes. And we look back at you every single day and we say thank you. And sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's enough. So there's going to be times inside the fire department where you need to go back and you need to find yourself into those mindsets of thinking of why I decided to choose this occupation of being a firefighter. Let your mind drift back to the days where I can see Ben Franklin walking through the streets of Philadelphia with a loaf of bread under his arm after forming the very first fire department, and the feelings he felt. I think back in my mind, I see a child putting lights or ornaments on a Christmas tree. I think the way it felt like to watch Babe Ruth hit a home run in the World Series or hear a crowd cheer at a ball game. Those type of feelings that bring us back to that little special place that we call home, which is why you choose to be a firefighter, which is why you choose to serve, which is why there's only a small group of people that represent a certain twitch inside their body called courage. The military has it, our law enforcement guys have it, you guys have it. On behalf of the Fire Academy here at the Mississippi Fire Academy, thank you for choosing this service. I'm going to leave you with two simple prayers that I've kind of carried with me throughout my life. The first one kind of takes me back in going into structure fires or emergency response calls as I grew up throughout my career, and simply just says, "Dear God, please don't let me screw this up." You know? The second one comes to me back from a European general around 1700s. He was fixing to go into battle, and he was taking a knee inside of his tent. One of his soldiers overheard him whisper the prayer. He said, "Dear God, regardless of what I encounter today, if somehow, some way I forget you, please don't forget me." Thank you for choosing this service. May God bless each of you, and good luck in your careers.
I don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with wife and daughter at his chest, or to see the family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. 'Cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year-old die, or to feel the fire slap me in the face as it moves through this house at a steady pace. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. You know God made us that way. And I hope to God I never have to see a brother fall in battle at a fire we can't defeat. We've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today. 'Cause you know God made us that way. You know God made firefighters that way.
You know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, Barry. I didn't know you cheated me like that on that flag challenge. But thank the Lord you did. We may still been out there doing the flag challenge. It took y'all 5 attempts as it was. At this time, I would like to call Class 177 the speaker for the class that they have chosen on their own. And the speaker today is going to be Mr. Donald M. Buckner III from the Columbus Fire Department. Come on up.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out. It means a lot to all of us to have our friends and family here to support us on this occasion. So, and especially in this career that we've chosen to do, the support of our friends and family is a very critical aspect of that. So, Um, so my class decided to elect me to be their speaker today. I was thrilled about it, clearly. Um, so I started thinking about what exactly I wanted to do, what I wanted to speak about here. And the biggest thing that came to my mind was anticipation to come to the fire academy. You know, for me, I know, and it's probably similar for most of y'all too. Um, Getting ready to come here, you hear a lot of things, like which instructors are going to be the toughest, or study for hazmat, stay off the grass. So before you even get here, you have all these preconceived notions, and some opinions and things. Um, when you actually get here, though, things change. And as you continue to progress throughout the course, you realize that there's nothing that you can really do to prepare, and there's no way to really describe what you're going to do here. So you can try to explain it, you can try to tell, but it's just you're never going to be able to explain the feeling of doing jumping jacks. It seems like hours trying to get it in sync, or what's going to happen when Mark Hoda dances across the grass in front of Bill Trimble, you know. So um, those are things you can't describe. You can't describe with words. You have to be there and you have to experience it. And the biggest part about that is that's what builds friendships. That's what builds teamwork, and it builds camaraderie. Um, it's times like that camaraderie and friendships forged. Times like the inchworm, you know. So um, anyway, so having said all of that, I just want to take the time to say that it was an honor to have been training with y'all, and I really enjoyed it. I'd go into a burning building with any of y'all. So that's pretty much it. Sail those flames, class 177.
All right, so at this time, we would like to recognize a few of our leaders in our class in a couple different areas of class 177. So you can imagine if you're coordinating, even with the luxury of having staff of having 7 assisting, there's still a lot of logistics that go on with 30 some odd individuals. So we like to pick a captain of the class and sometimes a first and second lieutenant also to help carry out some of the tasks we asked to do. So this time I'd like to recognize those 3 individuals who are the officers of class 177. The first one is going to be the class captain, Mr. Philip Price from the Long Beach Fire Department. Mr. Price is an example of what determination can do. He came through this program not once, but twice. So he got his money's worth, but he showed us, you can't let anything defy you as far as any obstacles in your life. So we're proud to see him here. The first lieutenant we'd like to recognize of class 177 is Mr. Corin Corley, Jr. of the Petal Fire Department. Mr. Corley did a fine job. We appreciate it. And the second individual we would like to recognize in class 177's officer would be the second lieutenant, Mr. Braden Palmer from the Tupelo Fire Department. Appreciate your service, Mr. Braden. We also like to recognize some overachievers in the class. First one I'd like to look at would be our highest GPA. These classes take rigorous tests, 30 plus tests, finals, and some of the finals are really hard, and some of the kids end up going home at the beginning or end of the program. And the individual that has the highest GPA in class 177 that we'd like to recognize is Miss Michelle Bellberg of the Vicksburg Fire Department. course, we do also some physical fitness while we're here. We try to instill the fact that physical fitness it's a big part of this career, to being healthy and having a long career, to be able to make a 30-year tenure in this service. So we do a test week 1, week 3, and a lot of times on week 7, and we tally those points up, and we try to come up with who's the most physically fit firefighter in that class. And probably without any question in this class, the most physically fit is going to be Mr. Cameron Wilson of the Flowood Fire Department. I don't want Mr. Cameron to get the big head, but I have a friend of mine, Mr. Josh Hardy, back there on the back wall. He used to work at the Fire Academy with us, and he told me, he said, I got a kid coming to you guys. He's tough. And I said, all right, we'll see. So we looked at him the first couple weeks, and I wasn't just thoroughly impressed, just to be honest with you. We have a guy we're very proud of, Mr. Marcus Collier over here. He's one of our most physically fit of our staff. And Marcus had set a record here for air squats, being 350 continuous. And 350, I'm talking all the way up, all the way down, nonstop continuous. Okay? I felt like I could get away with that. So Cameron decided he wanted to take on this record. And I figured there's no way the guy's going to be able to pull it off. I mean, 350 was tough on Instructor Collier. Well, not only did Cameron break the record with the help of Chief Cross over here, he exploded the record, and I don't see that it'll ever be touched anytime soon. Cameron did 1,101. 1,101. I can't imagine. So anyway, we also like to give out a Making a Difference award. When you leave here, you'll see there's a sign going outside the gates, and it says, have you made a difference? And we hope as staff that we made a difference in you guys' life in Class 177. And who we like to give this award to is somebody who's got a positive attitude, who keeps the class, the staff uplifted, all the way around a good person. And honestly, I really didn't know who we wanted to give this award to at first, but I asked the staff, and we were kind of in agreement, and I think the class would probably agree too. We'd like to give the Making a Difference award to Mr. Ohaji Davis from the Boonville Fire Department.
We will now return the flag back to the Fire Academy.
Let that sink in. 1,100 squats. I'm hurting already. And just hearing him talking about it. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Class 177. The flag that you see behind me might look like a simple piece of nylon, but that flag is each one of you. Class 177 will always be a part of the Mississippi State Fire Academy from this day forward. The State Fire Academy is a sub-agency of the Mississippi Insurance Department. Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney wanted to be here today. He could not, but he wanted me to pass along to each one of you how proud he is for your dedication and your service to help protect the citizens of the state of Mississippi. So from him to you. Our guest speaker today is not only a very good friend of mine, he's a friend of the fire service. He is a leader in the state of Mississippi. He began working in the city of Iuka in 1998, where he still serves as a captain with the Iuka Fire Department. He attended the State Fire Academy, the same place you are today, 20 years ago this month, in class number 48. He continued his training at the State Fire Academy. He has over 1,100 hours of training. The courses include Company Fire Officer, Fire Service Management, and the Executive Officer Program. He served as training officer for the city of Iuka and Tishomingo County until he was elected in the public service as the County Board of Supervisor, I believe District 1, in August 2007. He is currently in his third term as a supervisor in Tishomingo County, and this year he is serving as president of the Mississippi Association of Supervisors, representing 410 supervisors from all 82 counties. He is also a member of the Mississippi State Fire Academy Advisory Board by holding that position as president. In addition, he serves the Iuka First United Church as their children's pastor, bus ministry coordinator, and a Christian man that I know. Please help me make welcome Mr. Brandon Grissom.
Well, I can say it's definitely an honor to stand for you today. I want to thank my good friend Reggie Bell for this opportunity to come and speak to you. As he said some 20 years ago, I sat where you're sitting. So I know how you feel. You're ready to get out here, go home, get to work, get something done for the community. I appreciate your efforts. Can't say all the staff here pour their heart into this. We thank you all for attending, all special guests, family, and friends. You may receive many accolades over your time in your career with your department, but today is one of the best accolades you'll ever have as a graduate of Mississippi State Fire Academy. And as you leave, the parents of these instructors will go with you. What they've instilled in your lives, your well-being over the last 7 weeks, you'll never forget. I ask that you serve your citizens well. They have an investment in you also. You have made many memories along the way, just as I did. I remember that long first Sunday night in the dorm. Laying over in that dorm, because we had, back when I came, we had the old entrance exam. I had to do a 1.5 mile run and sit-ups and climb through a window. And it's hard for a big guy to do. So I laid over there worried about all that. But I remember each task we performed, the run, got through the window. And as we was talking a little bit ago about the anticipation of coming, I'll never forget when I finally got through that window and I was able to make a phone call and say, I made it, and I'll see y'all Friday. And that was an accomplishment that I'll never forget. I remember the famous speech at the gate while my partner, Mr. Peter Austin, of the Starkville Fire Department. We stared each other in the face and said to each other, you're going to make it. You can do this. May's Day. May's Day. My partner was Garfield, the cat, Owens, from Oxford Fire Department. We pulled each other through that day, and we passed the barrel maze and the box maze on our first attempt. And to this day, if we run into each other, we'll ask each other, do you want a cold glass of water? This was asked to us several times by Instructor Grimes. All you got to do is pull that mask off, and this water is yours. But this day is not about me. It's not about the guests that are here. It's not about the instructors on the stage and on the floor. Although that helped get you here, you earned it. And I can say again, I'm proud to be here to celebrate with each and every one of you. As I was wondering what I could speak to you about, many times I ask myself, what can I say? What can I leave with them? But I couldn't get away from this thought. Celebrate your victories, but learn from your defeats. Today you're celebrating. Tomorrow it's back to the real world of public service. My first week back after academy, we had 2 huge structure fires in 3 days. That's big for Iuka. The first one was not one to celebrate. Seems like every time we get back to the station, tones would go off. Tishomingo County 911, Iuka Fire Department, need you to respond back to the house fire on Pearl Street for rekindle. We're like, for real? We have foamed every square inch of that house. There is no way. But due to the poor construction of the house, there was fire trapped in places that we just could not seem to get to. The second one, it was a little difficult, but it was a success. The 2-store business uptown, we were able to get the fire out, save several other structures close by. But you know, it's in these times that when you look back and you see, what did we do wrong? What did we do that we should have done different? You can learn from these things as you go along. But celebrate your victories. Aside from the fire service, aside from work, you have moments in your personal lives, not even related to work. Some of you will be on top of the world someday. You celebrate them moments because those are the moments that pull you through the moments that you're down. Pull you through the bad times. Because you see, it's not how high you can jump when you're on top of the world that determines your character. It's how straight you walk when you're lame. It's how you handle life's choices. It's how you handle the struggles and the trials that life throws your way. I want to read a poem to you today. And I stumbled across this poem and I thought it's kind of fitting for the thought that I had. Never give up. Never give in. Fight till you lose or fight till you win. Never let up. Never let down. Never let the frightened see your frown. Wield your weapons. Conquer all your fears. Work until your sweat replaces their tears. Learn from your losses. Savor your wins. Prepare for the next one and battle again. And I'd like to say to all of you, I know you're excited, you're happy, you've accomplished a milestone in your life. And I'm so thankful that each and every one of you have chosen to work in the fire service, to protect your communities, and take care of those your citizens that live in your city. I encourage you all to have a safe and happy, successful career. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Stay safe, serve well, and fight the fight. Class 177, roll call. 1, 3, 4,
Devontae Alexander. Glenda Bryant. Donald M. Buckner III. Corwin L. Corley Jr. Ohaji Davis. Robert A. Dinsmore Jr. Dustin Evans. Michelle Felberg. Hilde Forrest. Tyler Germany. Jaden Gillespie. Austin Graham. Mark Hoda. Andrew King. Anthony Mallard. Jemiah McClura. Marquez Perry. Jesse C. Peterson Jr. Philip Price. Stephen C. Sarkis. Brandon Sullivan. Wardell Turner Jr. Chad Wheeler. And Cameron M. Wilson. Braden? How did you get at the back? Braden Palmer. I don't know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the power invested in the Mississippi State Fire Academy by the laws of the state of Mississippi, I now award Class 177 the designation of firefighters in the state of Mississippi. God bless you all. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for your support for these young men and women. Thank you for coming to watch them today. Be very careful on your way home, and Merry Christmas and a happy, safe New Year to each one of you. God bless you all. Thank you.